In 2022, I started Hollow Knight for the first time, and after I encountered the Mantis Lords, I decided that it would be nice to take a break for 3 years. But I did beat the first ending of the main story last week, so not the whole thing, not 112%, but I thought I'd give my review and thoughts about the game itself so far. Now, when most people think of Hollow Knight, they're probably going to think of the difficulty. I hate this fucking game! Hollow Knight is a hard game. And I know before you start typing, listen, I know you played Hollow Knight, I get it, you're good at Hollow Knight. I am a casual gamer. The only other hard game I've completed is Elden Ring. Did I do it? He's dead! Yes! And Only Up, which I kind of cheated, but you know, it's fine. So when I experienced Hollow Knight again for the first time in quotation marks, I was getting destroyed. Okay, this sucks. Why is that there? I'm just gonna kill myself, I think. I would say that sometimes it's probably comical to watch me try and complete games sometimes, but more than anything, I think it was kind of frustrating for anyone watching. Our voices will cry out again. I'm going to shit and scream IRL. What's wrong? Luckily though, Hollow Knight has 3 options if you want to beat a boss. Number 1 is to just skip it because it's probably optional. There's only a few main bosses anyways for the main story. I give up. Fuck him. Sometimes in life you just gotta give up. If you can't do something, give up. Number 2, get good, or number 3, find a way to cheat the boss mechanics, which I did a lot. Now, there's nothing wrong with hard games, and honestly, I love getting upset and angry and punching my desk and monitor, and I love all that stuff. But you know what would help this game? If they put some big red arrows telling you where to go. I think they should start doing that. Hollow Knight's bosses and enemies are pretty easy in the beginning, but they get rough. That's easy. One try, first try. Wait! Oh. Oh, fuck! There's a part 2? Just like bosses in any other games, you kind of have to learn their mechanics, watch them, try them a few times, and then eventually, maybe, possibly, you'll get past them. The enemies are no different. They usually have less mechanics, but are equally as frustrating. There's usually a bunch of little guys, and then a bigger guy, and then right in front of the boss there's an even bigger guy, and then the boss is the biggest guy. Now, Hollow Knight's bosses and enemies are actually some of my favorite parts of the game. I think they're what make Hollow Knight what it is. It's very iconic. Most of them don't have the same abilities that they use, not really recycled. Sometimes a lot of them just jump up and down to try and kill you, but in between them, they have very unique things that they do. Maybe they like firing crystal laser beams from the Crystal Peaks boss, or one that shoots little baby nasty worms at you. There's all sorts of things. I didn't really mind any of the bosses I encountered. Sure, some were really hard, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad. Except for one boss, the fucking Watcher Knights. Dude, they roll at you, and it's the most frustrating thing, and you can do a little chandelier trick to kill one of them, but it doesn't matter because they suck and they're stupid. Fuck! And the only way I beat it was by sitting in a corner and praying that they didn't hit me. Is that it? Oh. Yes! Other than that though, the bosses were pretty good. The only problem I had really with the bosses is that I had to respawn on the bench and then take 20,000 years to get back to the boss pit. Oh, no, I'm so far away. I didn't get the bench and I paid the price. And then sometimes you'd fall into fucking spike pits, or there'd be things shooting molten acid at you and you'd lose half your HP before getting there. You want to make me do that? Yeah, fucking right, pal. Hey, watch this. But you can unlock a warp gate ability, which I didn't really do until the very end, so it didn't matter anyways, which, you know, it could be just a skill issue, but it's still annoying. With that said though, I think most problems, quote unquote, I encountered with Hollow Knight usually had a solution. I would rather shoot myself in the head. Sure, the Watcher Knights were disgusting, but I beat them. Also, because I took such a long break in between, I didn't really remember any of the mechanics, so I spent most of the game for like 5 HP, which maybe is some like challenge somewhere, but for your first time, if you want to play Hollow Knight and you're watching this video, get more HP. You will not regret it. We don't want to die here because we have quite a few Geo. Immediately gets fucking stabbed and killed. Now, I said Elden Ring earlier, and this isn't Elden Ring, I know. Fucking impossible. It's actually impossible. This is the millennia of Hollow Knight, but it's my first Metroidvania style game, and its dopamine comes from progression. But this game does have a lot of variety, especially with the build and the charms you can do. I used a lot of random charms really until I learned that you can combine them to do unique abilities. Eventually, my chat kind of let me know that we could do a build with Heroic Odor, and we called it the Taco Bell build, and it's pretty much a DPS gas stench attack, and it was amazing. I tried to use it on every boss. Every time you healed, you'd let out this cloud of smoke that would do DPS to the bosses, and it was definitely my favorite build. Is it the best build? No. But was it fun? Yes, it was very fun. The thing with charms, though, is that the limitation that it added, you have to be seated at a bench to change out your charms, which kind of feels like a waste of time. And maybe there's a charm that you can get that lets you swap them out, or there's a mod or something, I don't know. I didn't experience that when I played, but again, that's just a small thing. What I didn't realize until my chat told me is that all the DLC is free, which is amazing. And the DLC isn't small either. There is a lot of it, and I don't even think I experienced everything. But what I did accidentally stumble into or find on my own was amazing. This guy looks nuts. I'm scared. About halfway through, I started really enjoying the game, but because I suck and I died a billion times, I was really very, very broke. So I started playing it on my own a little bit off stream to grind out. Sorry guys. And I might have went to a few bosses on my own. Listen, it happens, okay? It's not my fault. But at that point, I really knew that I was actually having a lot of fun with this game. What's this? I'm gonna kill myself. But for someone who's a little more casual like me, the reason why I started loving Hollow Knight wasn't really because of the gameplay. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay is really smooth and fun, but the art and the music is incredible. It's so unique, and you can tell that they took the entire world of disgusting bugs and ran with every idea possible. What the fuck? It was pretty cool. I'm leaving though. Most bugs that you could think of are in Hollow Knight in some way, shape, or form. There's little centipedes that want to kill you. There's a dung beetle guy that wants to kill you, and his background music is fucking awesome. This sucks. And then you go to the left of the map, and there's spiders, and they're horrifying. And the music is so good. The Mantis Lords, even though I kind of quit around that time in the beginning, is actually one of the best themes of all time. Just listen to this shit, man. It's too good. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know shit about the lore, okay? I didn't watch any videos about it yet. I know that there's some really good ones that are like 3 hours long. I haven't watched it yet. I thought it would be fun to give you my best guess as to the lore in this game, and then you can angrily correct me in the comments. Honestly, I don't really know. But as a first-timer's interpretation, you're like a little bug shell with a ghost in it running around in a dead world trying to kill the dreamers to release a bigger bug that was once sealed away by maybe the queen or the king, and then we kill them, and then we become locked away. And I'm aware that I got the bad ending, so don't worry. Overall, my feelings about this game are that for my first run-through, I thought the game was pretty solid. For all the times I was filled with rage, from dying 20,000 times to flying bugs, help! Equally to finally beating bosses or traversing to new areas for the first time, really balanced out any issues that I had. One day, I'm gonna come back to play Hollow Knight more to get 112%, especially before Silksong releases, so I'm gonna have maybe like 10 years to do it, so no rush. Hopefully you liked my thoughts about it. If you want to watch my entire playthrough or a cut-up version of it, it is all available on my second channel, Noctapus, so go on over there. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the patrons this month for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I will see you in the next one. I remember these guys. They look like fleshlights. Bugs Life fleshlight? This looks like my internet search history.